Oh, shit. My bad. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Tattoo Homewreckers, a podcast where we talk about tattoos, life, and everything in between. My name is Callista, and this is
Gaia.
And today we are being chaotic.
We are not intentionally being chaotic, but we are just in a chaotic place.
We are.
And we are doing a follow-up episode to our Friend Questionnaire situation.
Interview, yeah.
Because our friends, yes, we do have friends in real life.
And they're not each other.
Yeah, it's not just
these
her.
other people exist.
Yes. And we had a friend who FaceTimed us and asked us a ton of questions. So we're copying a bunch of her questions.
Yes.
We went to dinner and this bitch over here was on one. It was amazing.
Yes.
She was just conducting an interview and is like a neuro divergent person.
Yes.
I so much appreciate it because I hate going to dinner with like
adult
new people.
Dinners.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so awkward so often because you're like, what the fuck do we talk about? Then you just end up talking about dumb shit. Mm-hmm. And then Callie was over here just like, all right, I'm going to ask people questions. And and we had all just come from working out. So we were asking like CrossFit questions and it was great. So then some of those are going to come in for today.
Yeah.
And then
great
once again,
too.
Yeah, it was a great icebreaker.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions that you would like us to ask each other or ask you guys, absolutely, please send them in.
Please, absolutely.
Yeah.
And shout out to our friend Nicole. We love you so much.
Yeah.
We have yet to hear Rachel's answers though. So eventually we'll FaceTime her. Oh, also happy late birthday to Rachel. I know this is going to be posted like way after your birthday, but happy late birthday. We love you so much.
Her birthday was yesterday and this will get posted today.
Oh, see, she's chaotic. Happy birthday, Rachel. We love you. And we need to hear your answers as well.
Yes.
But
to know whether or not we can be friends, Rachel.
Exactly. Because I'm kind of unsure. No,
I don't know. I did, however, learn that indeed we are the minority of drinking milk.
Who the fuck are you guys? I'm sorry. I know
we're the minority.
No, who are you guys? I think that is so jarring and gross and disgusting. But you know what? To each their own. I'm friends with the milk drinker. You're friends with the milk drinker.
I am. Yep.
It happens. And I guess, we are the minority. But anyway, shout out Nicole. These are Nicole's questions. So I'm just going to roll right into them. First question. Do you let people know when they have food in their teeth or something on their face?
No.
I'm so mad at you.
Why?
Because it is so important.
No, it's not. Because, okay, here's the difference. If you do it, people are not going to get mad. Mm-hmm. I do it, and I've had people get so upset with me.
Okay, that's
so
fair.
I'll do the all right, let me rub my face and hope that they get hints.
They think you're just rubbing your face while you're talking.
I'll tend to just keep tapping a spot so that way because their mirror neurons will turn on and they'll tap that spot.
Oh, so you're trying to subtly convey the message.
But otherwise, unless they ask me, or if you're hey, I want you to tell me that I have something, then I love that you're checking your teeth.
I am. Because I'm afraid you're not going to tell me. Do I have anything in my teeth?
Oh, you do. You have a little thing up there.
Thank you so much.
I didn't notice it. Yeah.
See, this bitch won't tell you unless you ask.
I didn't notice. You see it? It's up there.
Yeah, I do see it. Not me looking at my teeth on the podcast. See, we're on one today.
Yeah. So then, unless you ask me or you tell me hey, I want you to be that person, because I already get in trouble. I got in trouble the other day because I said someone's outfit was ugly. And she was like, no, ma'am. And I had to be
okay.
But it is, though.
Oh, right. I've now.
Yeah. And she was like, okay, it is, but you can't say that.
I said, X-nay on the situation.
So, I think it's just that I come off too much when I'm like, stuff, there's stuff there.
You have to...
Yeah, I don't know. All right, how do you tell someone nicely so they don't get mad at you? Also, I don't know that you've ever told me I've had shit on me.
Yeah, because you're pretty good at cleaning up. Some of us aren't that gifted, okay?
So that's to imply that others are just not?
I'm not. Are you joking? I've put you on titty check before or booty check where I'm like, hey, can you tell me if my ass is hanging out? Because this outfit is, you know what I mean? But
I don't understand that either.
I just worry. I don't want it all to be out. I want it to be flattering if it's out. I want it to be out on purpose, not out because of my clothes, you know?
Yeah.
So yes, I do tell people. How do I tell them? I think I just like let them know. Like I'll do the, hey, you gotta, you know, like I'll point to my teeth and I'll be like, you have something right there.
And no one's ever gotten mad at you for that?
Mm-mm. They're always like, oh, thanks. Yeah.
No, see, because like I feel that about like breath. Like right now, I have coffee breath, so I'm like consciously like trying to talk forward and not blow my coffee breath.
I probably have like salmon broccoli breath. That's not the greatest combo.
So.
Okay, cool, great.
Because you're eating salmon and broccoli for lunch like a fucking gym bro.
I had a protein shake with it too. I'm in my gym bro era.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I'll tell Caboose because he'll be like, "Oh, let's like kiss," and I'm like, "Can you go brush your teeth?" And then he gets really upset.
I mean, yeah.
But I would want someone to do that. He'd be like, yo, gum, Lou, get some gum.
I'm a nasty bitch. I don't care either way. But that might change because I haven't been married, so that may change. You know, I might be able to be like, you know what? Actually, it does bother me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who knows? Okay, question number 2.
Perfect.
Do you talk during movies? It's a two-parter. So do you talk during movies in general? And then A, being in the theater, and B, being in the house.
Okay, you start off with that one.
A, in the theater, if I'm drunk and you engage with me, yes, I will talk to you during a movie. I'm sorry. I know people. But you can't talk to drunk Callista when she's watching a movie out in public because she will talk back.
Yeah, that's true.
Drunk Callista, she needs to be benched. Anyways.
I think that movies are, if you can whisper and it not carry, I'm fine with that. Because like I can look over you and be like, oh shit, and like we don't carry. Like you whispered. I don't remember who we were out with. We were at the movies and you were whispering to somebody and I couldn't fucking hear a word you were saying and you were literally right next to me.
That's crazy.
But like Caboose, that motherfucker cannot whisper. So I'll be like, oh shit. And then this motherfucker will be like, oh shit, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. We're in a movie theater. Yeah.
That's funny.
Like
That's really
I went to the movies with a friend and we went and saw Titanic and like bless, she talked the entire time.
That's so funny.
And I understand this movie is 20 some odd years old.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So there are no spoilers or anything. And it's an intense movie, but there was like some old ladies a couple seats down from us. And I'm talking old. I'm not just being mean. I'm fucking 36. So I'm not like, oh, there were 40 that were old. Like 80s and they could have been on the Titanic and maybe they were, maybe that's why they were getting so upset, but they were like mean mugging us and I was so embarrassed and I kept turning to Lady mouthing to her like, I'm so sorry because I've never been to the movies with this person before and I left that movie and I was like, I can never go to the movies with them again.
That's so funny.
Like
I
love them to death. Amazing person, cannot go to a movie with you if you're gonna talk in a movie theater.
I think that's hilarious. To be fair, I was being really loud during that one movie when I was drunk, but I was getting engaged.
It was also a horrible movie.
It was a horrible movie.
And you were on like a weird date, so like you're gonna fucking flirt. And you weren't even the adult in that situation. The other person was older and they should have known better.
Let's be real. When am I ever the adult in this situation of which I am dating someone with?
Valid point, yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that.
The age range is always like at minimum, you gotta have 10 years on me.
Yes.
But anyways, so yes.
Okay, so at home.
At home, yes. Now I do. So I used to not. I feel
like we did this to you.
You did. You trained me to talk during movies because now when I go to a friend's house and I talk during a movie, people are like, what the fuck are you doing?
You say that, but then the first time we went up to go hang out with Rachel and Nicole, how fucking was amazing. Like, or was... I can't
how
talk now.
Fucking was amazing.
Yeah. How amazing was that all of us were just talking perfectly and I was just there just like, I feel like I'm at home. And like when we went over to Matt's and we watched movie, we all chatted through it. We made commentary. Like I am all about that. It's like, what is that? Mystery Science Theater 6,000, 2,000, whatever the fuck it is.
What are you talking about?
You're too young for this, but anyone who's over the age of like 35 will remember that. But they would just watch shitty campy movies, and it was like set up so there was there's 2 puppets and a dude, and it was like you were watching the movie, you know, on your TV screen, but you could see their silhouettes like you're in a movie theater, and they would just be making jokes the whole time, making fun of it. So like
so it was like,
I guess more accurately came from my brother Adam because he watched it, so it might be a little bit older than me even. But yeah, so like he grew up, you know, with that like as being a show, so it was like culturally acceptable to talk. Now, obviously, it's never culturally acceptable to talk in a movie. My one caveat to that, and you can come for me, is if you're black, you can talk as much as you fucking want because that's the best movie experience in the world. But if you are white, as somebody who is white,
shut the
fuck up. Nothing you say is adding anything to this movie. You are not making this experience better.
No.
You are not funny enough. No.
Mm-mm.
However, if you are brown, absolutely talk. Because you're fucking adding to this experience.
That's hilarious.
It's the one caveat.
So I think your answer is yes, you do talk during movies at home.
Well, yeah.
And just for the people who don't know, yes, she does, and yes, I've been trained to.
Depending on the movie, because like sometimes we will watch a movie and it's quiet, but like especially like fucking trash TV. Oh my God, I can't watch trash TV without her. It's so boring.
I love trash TV. I love pausing it and then psychoanalyzing whoever's on that fucking TV show. It's phenomenal. Yep. Okay, great. Number 3, are you ready? Mm-hmm. If I fall down, what is your reaction?
Okay. First reaction is always going to be laughter.
100%.
If you're bleeding, I will then try to catch my breath and ask you if you're okay. But it's going to be through tears and laughter. And if you don't fucking laugh at me when I fall down, I also don't want to be friends.
I don't want to be
because then you've
coddled.
made it weird.
Yeah, I don't make it weird. I don't want to be coddled. I want people to laugh. There's my favorite video of you, which is you on the crutches falling down.
It's also my favorite video.
It's so fucking awesome. It is a great fall on camera.
I'm so mad that we didn't get you fucking hitting your twat on the pole. And that's the whole reason why we installed a security camera in.
Haven't done it since.
I know.
But eventually I'm sure I will.
It was the funniest shit in the world, and I was devastated because we were recording videos and just didn't record that one.
The one.
And it was iconic. Yeah. It was like the equivalent of me just like fucking busting ass on the crutches.
Well, there's a point in that video where you fall down, I start crying, laughing, and then I can hear it in the way that I breathe, where I'm like, oh fuck, I need to check on her. Like I had to remember to do that. I was like, are you okay? But I was still like crying, laughing because it was such a good fall.
I think my favorite part about that video is your zoom camera action. That even though I might have just broken my back, you're like, I'm going to make sure that this camera work is solid.
It's a cinematic experience.
Yeah. And that video will play at my funeral. Like that's how I want people to remember me.
That's a good
one. I also just can't be friends with people if I can't laugh if you fall. Because if you fall, I'm going to laugh.
I know. If you get upset that I laugh that you fell.
Yeah, like we should end this right here and now. Like we're gonna have a hard time.
Because falling down is funny.
Yeah, I felt like that. Same thing, like flat on my back. Apparently that's how I land. Caboose lands on his face, so he like busts his face open a lot. But I did that at CrossFit competition because we had to do 50 pull-ups, but my partner wasn't able to do pull-ups, so I do all 50. Yeah. And I think I had like 3 left. So I was like, just hold on. And my hands were like, nah, bitch. And I was like mid like kip. And then my hands just let go. And I just landed like flat on the ground. And it was the kind of pull-up bar. It was like super tall. So I'd had to like get on a box to get up there.
Oh, so you fell.
Oh, yeah. I literally knocked the wind out of myself.
Worst feeling. I've only had that happen to me once.
And it was right in front of, like, it's at a CrossFit competition. So there's like 100 fucking people watching. And everything went silent. Like they cut the music be like, hey,
why would they cut the music?
Because they didn't know that I hadn't like actually injured myself. And I'm like on the ground trying to breathe and also trying to not laugh. Mm-hmm. Being like, I am trying so hard to not laugh so much that I'm like about to pee myself.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm okay. I'm not embarrassed. I'm like dying from like wanting to laugh at how fucking funny that was. That like you're watching all these people compete and then this bitch is just like, and falls off a fucking pole. Yeah, just flat on her back.
The thump that your body must have made.
Oh, yeah. And no one caught it on camera. Devastation.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I know. It's funny when people fall. It just is. Mm-hmm.
I also make the dumbest noises.
Okay. How do you feel about irrational fears? Say someone is terrified of large, dark windows at night or an entire state. Is this ridiculous, or is this the something might have happened in a past life explanation reasonable? So first off, hilariously specific. This question is hilariously specific. Second off, I think that irrational fears are fine. If you have an irrational fear, I'll support you through it. But a lot of people have different like irrational fears. Like some people would say that my fear/hatred of sloths is irrational.
Some people would say that my fear/hatred of mayonnaise is irrational.
I will agree with that.
Jizz, dude, it's jizz in a jar. You can't tell the fucking difference.
I will support you. I will support you through it. I'm not going to shame you for it. The past life thing, I don't know. I don't know if I...
What if that's what all irrational fears are?
From your past life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if, like,
or past
you
lives.
were raped by a sloth in your past life? What if you were a sloth in your past life? And then you were, like, part of, like, a sloth, like, mafia. And then they came and, like, destroyed your whole life.
I think
like they burned down your tree.
The idea of me ever being a sloth, past or future lives, makes me angry. That's what I think. So I don't know. I think,
but maybe that's why you hate sloths so much.
I just hate sloths because I'm not going to get into it. All right. Are you ready for the next question?
Hit her up if you... Wait, you didn't address it.
Address what?
That, like, how do you feel about people with irrational fears? Like...
Oh, no, I'm fine with it. It's my job to support you.
The actual answer that we came up when we were talking to our friend is that, it's our job to support you through it. So if you have, like, an irrational fear, I'm probably going to want to get curious and be like, tell me more about it, just because that's, like, our nature is like, hey, tell me more. Like, why do you hate this?
Right.
Because, like, she has a hatred of, like, birds that are taller than her. And I think that's the most fascinating fucking thing in the world. And I'm like, that's so oddly specific.
That's so rude.
Yeah, that's what she says every time. It's rude that they're taller than her. Human beings, and that's the thing, is there have been many discussions. We've been on road trips talking about this for a long time. Human beings can be bigger than her. Alligators are bigger than her. Not rude. A bird being bigger than her. Rude.
Incredibly.
Yeah.
Wait, what did this have to do with irrational fears?
Well, because we were talking about, like,
supporting.
how our job is to support. So I support you.
Thank you.
That if, like, we see an ostrich, I'm like, that dude's a fucking thug.
I have less irrational fears and more irrational opinions, I feel. Very specific.
I think they're the same thing.
Specific, irrational opinions. Very specific, yes. So,
That's amazing.
It just be like that. Okay, great. Number 5. Is getting mildly injured in the pursuit of fun A, idiotic but worth it, or B, 100% out of the question?
Can I add a C and say 100% hilarious?
Yes, you can add a C.
I don't think it's idiotic at all. If you get hurt because you're doing something fun or funny,
it's funny.
It only adds to the enjoyment for everyone else. And if you're, like, hurt, it's also just more enjoyable for you because then you get to laugh at it.
Nothing makes me, like, feel more like a kid again than, like, accidentally getting hurt when you're doing some stupid ass shit. I think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's fine.
Well, because I think there's a deeper level of, like, psychology there, is that the older we get, the more we fucking try to, like, we don't do as many things out of our comfort zone. So we only live within that safety. So then that makes sense, like, why that makes you feel like a kid, because you're, like, genuinely being free, not, like, living in this, like, hemmed in enclosure of, like, I'm scared that what if I get hurt?
There you guys go. There's a scientific answer behind everything.
It's me fucking nerding out.
Literally. Well, it's because of this. All right, 6. This is a good one. Can you entertain yourself?
Why does my brain always go to masturbation?
You're so... Why?
That's
Get your
self-entertainment.
mind out of the gutter.
My mind lives there, dude. Of course you can entertain yourself.
I think she meant in the form of, like, if everyone's, like, doing their own thing, like, how much energy do you require for you to be a part of the friend setting of the hangout sesh, Like, I think that, like, when you've reached a point where you've been hanging out with, like, people for so long, because, like, we go over to Nicole and Rachel's a lot, and we'll spend the night because, like, we'll spend, like, a couple days with them, you know what I mean? Obviously during those, like, 48 hours, we're not constantly talking to them, you know what I mean?
That would be weird.
We are able
just
to
crawled in bed with them.
Also, we would not be able to fit, but
that would be even funnier.
I am a bed hog. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah.
As someone who has slept next to you a lot, I would disagree with that.
It's because I respect you.
I would also disagree with that.
I'm kidding. Actually, you know what? Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Why do you think you're a bed hog?
I think it's because I've been told that before.
Well, probably by fucking idiots. Because, like, yeah, I've slept with you next to you when you're drunk.
Yeah, that's
when
true.
You've been sick. when you've been fucking
Am
sober.
Am I the opposite? I am the mummy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, you'll do. So I have the I lay in bed and I flip 3 times. Because I have to lay on one side and then my hip will hurt. So I go to the other side, but then I can't sleep on that side. So then I got to flip back one last time.
Yeah.
And you'll do a little bit of the rolling. Mm-hmm. I guess more accurately, you turn, your body kind of turns.
Oh, interesting.
But you'll turn and then you'll turn back the other way. But you've never been on my side of the bed.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah. And you also don't hug blankets.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I do.
No.
Yeah.
So, fuck that person. That person was just an asshole.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because, no, you're a very nice companion to sleep next to.
Oh, that is so sweet. Weird sentence to say on the podcast. 7.
I feel first off, let me just add in there, any tattoo artist that's ever been to a convention would know that they were that sharing a bed as adults for tattoo artists.
That's normal.
100% normal.
I think that's normal, period. Right?
I don't know.
Adults not do that?
A lot of them don't. Because when we would explain to clients that we got one hotel room, they're like, what? There's 3 of you. And you're like, yeah, we're tattoo artists. And we're going to spend a lot of money on this convention. So you just take turns on who gets to sleep in the bed, or 2 people sleep in the bed. One person makes I
think it's a communal thing.
Floor. Yeah.
Maybe culturally too, because it might be a cultural Filipino thing. But I went to EDC and I didn't know who I was sharing a room with. I had no idea, but we were fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me and J-Mel have literally never met in person. We shared a room together and we were fine. So it's literally not that big of a deal. Shout out J-Mel. Anyways, 7. Would you tell me if my outfit made me look awful?
Do you want me to start here? Because we have 2 very different opinions.
Yes, you start.
So I think they know the answer because I already said, and I didn't say it to that person, but I already said when something was ugly. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely will. Yeah. Because to me, I honestly think it's worse than letting you walk around with something in your teeth. To let you walk around looking like a fucking asshole. If you look stupid or it's not flattering, and here's my caveat to that. I dress like a weirdo. I'm wearing fucking a little tank top. Mm-hmm. I've got on they're from Christmas. You can hear that pop for anyone who just listens to us. That was me showing my shorts. Yeah, athletic shorts. And then I had low-rise Jinkos on top of this. Yep. Because I feel like Marky Mark from a Calvin Klein ad. I don't look like that. I don't look that cool. And I'm sure to a lot of people, I look fucking weird. And if someone's like, I don't like your outfit, I'd be like, dope. Thank you so much. I love it though. Mm-hmm. But if you're wearing something that just is not good, if I'm that genuinely looks like you're wearing a potato sack. Mm-hmm. And I know you care about your appearance, mm-hmm. then no, I think I have to tell you, because sometimes people will lie to you and be like, you look so good. And you're like, no, you don't. And I have to be seen with you. I'm not going to turn to a stranger and be like, that's fucking terrible. But if I have to hang out with you and we're going to possibly take pictures together, or by proxy, my reputation is affected by yours. Mm-hmm. It's why I can't be friends with ugly people. So if I call you my friend, you know you're not fucking hideous. Come for me.
There's so much to unpack there.
I just like pretty things.
I will not tell you if you look bad in an outfit unless you ask me first.
But you'll tell someone that they've got something in their teeth. I'm pointing at her phone like her phone is the accuser.
Yes. I will tell someone if there's something in their teeth, because that's nothing. It's not like they made the executive decision to put that in their tooth. You know what I mean? When it comes to outfits, I'm like, okay, you decided that for a reason. You saw something that you like for a reason. It's almost like you're and your friend is dating someone and you really don't understand, but you need to be supportive. That's kind of how I am with outfits. I don't really get it. Could be a phase, but I'm going to support it, mm-hmm. because if it makes you feel good, obviously some part of it made you feel good.
No, because that's how your friend marries this person and wrecks their entire life.
Well, they're not marrying an outfit, but I won't tell them. Point blank, will not tell you if you look bad unless you ask me. If you ask me, then yes, I will.
Guess the caveat is I probably won't tell you.
No.
But she's heard about it.
I have.
She knows. So I guess that's a caveat. Is that I'm not going to tell you. Mm-hmm. But I might
the question.
Tell someone you know. that you are close with to be like, hey, you want to have a conversation with them about that outfit?
I will.
Or about that hair color?
I can't even do that. I just have to keep it quiet until if you start the conversation, I will absolutely give you all of my opinions about it and tell you exactly where they got that outfit from, because I'm really good at that.
Oh yeah, you are.
But I'm not gonna bring it up
with my favorite outfits to be like, what do you think? And you're gonna be like, I'm not doing that with you. I'm like, good.
Good.
Also, because I personally don't care.
I know.
Because I'm like, well, I feel cool and that's all that matters. And it, to me, isn't about like whether or not something's stupid, because I love stupid clothes.
Yes.
Love them. Like the more ridiculous, the better. Mm-hmm. It's whether or not when you wear that, you look confident. And that's the thing for me, is like whether or not someone looks good is like what I care about. Not like aesthetically good to me. Because once again, looking not like a Calvin Klein ad, but thinking that I am Marky Mark right now.
Hell yeah.
But I feel super confident, which is also why, like, we play that dumb game in stores where you're like, hey, this is hideous, try it on. Oh, and then I wear it, and they're like, why the fuck does that look good? I'm like, because I feel like no matter what I put on, I'm going to look dope. And so, like, yeah, when you see an outfit that you're like, you have no confidence in that, then it makes me be like, why are you being mean to yourself? Mm-hmm. You're doing something to be mean. Mm-hmm. You're being cruel. So let's dig into that.
That's fair.
But fair. Also just, don't wear hideous stuff. Ugh. People have to see you.
I think, okay, I'm not going to speak on this. Anyways.
What? No. Speak on it. Now you've just piqued everyone's.
I think that, yes, people have to see you, but it's really none of their business whether or not it looks good to them. I think that you should wear whatever makes you feel confident.
But that's what I'm saying. You can tell that.
You think so?
Yes, you can tell that.
I don't know. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, like, I don't know. I just don't want to assume anything.
But see, okay, I guess more accurately, I can tell when someone like feels amazing. I'm like, yes. Mm-hmm. And it can be a hideous outfit. Mm-hmm. But you're like, absolutely, let's go. You're feeling yourself. Yeah. Like, that is it. And it's when they're just not, when you're like, okay, so like, what were we doing here? Yeah. Like, what is this? Like, because I have personal preferences. I think that pleats are fucking, like, front pleats on pants, hideous. Mm-hmm. They look dumb as fuck. And then there's always the exceptions where, like, well, it looks good on her. Yep. Florence Pugh had fucking front pleats and looked amazing. Jennifer Lawrence looked amazing in front pleats.
Love those women.
Toni Collette can literally wear anything she wants and always looks fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not about, like, a specific style. It's about, like, how it's representing of that person.
I just think it's hard to see if someone's confident or not. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's not, I don't know. I'm always worried that it's not like I'm projecting, or maybe I'm, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Okay, that's all.
Well, I don't project, so.
Oh my, shut the fuck up.
That's not a problem for me.
8. Are dogs pets or family members? I think everyone knows our answer for this one.
They're pets, family. 100%.
Okay.
They stay outside all the time. They eat only pet food.
I'm weird about people who.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, pet food, dog food, cat food.
Yeah.
No, the food thing is fine. I'm weird about people who don't let their pets on furniture, and I'm also even weirder about people who don't let their pets inside. I'm not a big, like, chances are if you keep your animals outside, I'm probably not going to be friends with you. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll be cool with you, we'll be acquaintances, but we're never going to approach the friend line.
Well, I don't think I could do that.
The furniture thing, I think we can be friends, but we're not going to be tight. You know what I mean?
Well, and then you can't come to, like, my house because my dogs are always on the furniture.
You can't trust me.
Literally has a chair.
You can't trust me around your animals because I'll let your animals get on the couch. I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, yeah. I hate that when they're like, hey, they're not allowed on the furniture. And I'm like, I shouldn't be here. I'm not their parent. I can't be on the furniture then.
I'm not going to discipline your dog. I'm going to let your dog do whatever the fuck it wants. So don't even do that.
That's how I feel.
Cool.
But obviously, we make our dogs their own food. This bitch just made them salmon.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone had salmon.
I was making salmon
delivered
for myself,
to them.
And I like to cut like tiny little fillets of it, and then like just really light olive oil, and then you pan fry it, and then like, oh my god, they go crazy. Over it. Waffles,
the way that she like serves them too, it's like perfectly centered on their like silver dog bowl. Like it is served and dressed and beautiful to be like, here you go.
Yeah.
So obviously. Yeah. Pets are family.
Family, 100%.
These are the only kids I want.
Only kids we need. 9. Can you have fun in nature?
Nature's the most fun.
Yeah.
I actually prefer nature over cities.
Yeah, totally.
That's like the whole reason why I still haven't been to New York, and I know that there's so much to do in New York, but I'm like, I need a lot more like nature than I need city.
It's hard for me because like I know I should go and see New York, but like part of me is also like I don't really want to.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can have fun in nature. Obviously, like I'm not a big like I don't know how to camp. In general.
You're not an avid camper?
Not an avid camper. I don't know if I'd like to be an avid camper, but I'm down to go camping. You know what I mean?
I don't think you could be an avid camper even if you wanted to.
Look at me.
If you're too... Well, it has nothing to do with the way you look unless you're showing them your bug bites. You're too sensitive for like... Not in like a shitty way, you guys. This bitch is so allergic to bugs.
I can't show them my bug bite on my kneecap.
Every single bug bite comes up with a giant, disgusting blister. Yeah. Like the type that you look at and you know that she's in shitty amounts of pain. Ugh. So this is not like your stereotypical, she got a mosquito bite, we're all allergic, that whole thing. No. Like,
no, even the minor bites like weep. They'll like weep fluid for like a day or 2 afterwards. And I get super swollen and super red. Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5 days.
You think so?
Wow, you're gaslighting the shit out. You're like minimizing it so much. Yeah. You got bit last week. When did you go to the brewery?
I think I went Wednesday.
Yeah, and that's not even done, like...
It's not even done healing.
No.
Yeah, it was so fucking bad. I have to, like, pop my blisters with, like, our, cartridges, our sterile needles. Yeah, I don't know if... I don't think it could be an avid camper. I'm just not, like, super into it, but I'm down to do it every now and again. Mm-hmm. Super down.
Yeah.
11. Have you ever shoplifted? You answer first.
Fucking shit.
Have you ever shoplifted?
Yes. Okay, I've done the accidental shoplifting, but...
Have you shoplifted on purpose?
Yes, literally once.
Oh my God.
And it is a horrendous story. And I didn't share it when we were talking to Nicole because it's quite long, but I'll like make it kind of quick.
Okay. But
I grew up super poor. And we were at I think it was Habitat for Humanity down in DeLand, Florida. Mm-hmm. Shout out to DeLand. And I was a kid. It was shortly after we had moved to the States. Mm-hmm. And there was a Polly Pocket set. Polly Pocket. And I wanted it really bad. And it was, I want to say it was 50 cents. Like, it was not a lot. Mm-hmm. And granted, like, we were poor to the point that, like, 50 cents was, like...
Make it or break it.
Money, yeah. So, I was, like, asking my mom, and she said no. And then I walked out, and I just had it in my hand. And, like, she checked out, bought school clothes, whatever. And then she saw it when I got to the car that I had it in my hand. Mm-hmm. And then she marched me back inside and made me apologize for being a thief. And yes, Callie's face right now. Now I can talk about this. I used to not be able to talk about this.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was probably about 8 or 9. And I was crying because obviously I was mortified and I was scared of being in trouble.
But and also who does that to a child?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And she made me apologize to the cashier. And now I can see it for what it is. Because at that point I thought the cashier like was heavily judging me. Mm-hmm. And where she was like, it's okay. Like I had translated that in my child brain of like, I was the worst thing ever. And I was a horrible person. Mm-hmm. And like, I remember her being like, look, like, it's okay. Like, I can get it for you. Like, it's fine. And my mom was like, abso-fucking-lutely not. Like, no, she's going to fucking give it back.
She's
and like,
one of those.
Yeah. And in that moment, absolutely shamed me and like mortified me. So I never shoplifted again. Mm-hmm. But not from like a place of like a good place. It was from a place that I was like, oh my God, like even when I've like accidentally, like, when something's at the bottom of your cart or you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot to like scan this thing. I will then be like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go back in there and apologize. And it really like put me in like a different place. So like, I don't want to go back in and be like, I forgot to pay for that. Mm-hmm. Instead, I'm like, I'm going to have to go in there and be like, I'm a thief and I'm a horrible person and I stole this from you. Because that's what she made me say to that lady.
Horrible.
Yeah. And in front of like other customers and everything.
Well, because she was that mom.
Yeah. That like now I can be like, wow, what a horribly shaming thing instead of just being like, hey, look, I'm going to go return that.
Yeah.
And explain to them that, like, hey, you carried that out. We'll have a talk about stealing, why this is not okay, and not necessarily use, like, the form of shame and, like...
Public humiliation.
Yes, public humiliation.
Yes, and it's just a cruel thing to do.
Yeah, which I was listening to Insight, and, like, not a little girl that wrote in, but a woman that wrote in that had something similar when she was a child, and hearing them be like, that is a form of abuse. Like, that is emotional abuse, and that is horrible. Like, I cannot fathom doing that to a child. I was like listening to that episode crying because I was like, oh my God, I never sat with like
how
me
bad
at that age being like, wow, you did not deserve that. That is a horrendous thing.
No, I can't imagine looking at a kid, even if they were like 15, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And saying that to them. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, like if my kid did that, I definitely would be like, hey, look, you don't get to keep it. That wasn't the right move. I'm going to go take that back. And we're going to talk about why that's not okay.
Yep.
And like, we're not going to do that again, but like, let's have a conversation about it. And I understand that like impulsively you just did that, but I definitely would not like shame that child.
No, or publicly humiliate them.
Yeah, or publicly humiliate them.
And to say the words like, I'm a thief is fucked up. That is so fucked up.
The little baby guy just sobbing, being like, I'm a horrible person. I'm a thief. I stole this from you.
Well, my story isn't as awful. Yes, I've shoplifted, and yes, I had a phase. I think a lot of people did, unless you had a horrifically cruel mother. Yeah, I had a phase. I would just like steal a bunch of shit to feel something, and it felt good. It felt really good. But I don't do it anymore. Not because I got caught or anything. I think I just got bored.
Yeah, I find a lot of people I talk to, that tends to be normal.
Yeah, I just kind of got bored. And then I was also like, I mean, I stole pretty much everything that I would have wanted anyways. So it just doesn't hit the same. How much else am I going to steal? I don't really. I stole clothes. I stole a lot of phone cases. I stole headphones. I stole shit like that. It was just stupid. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I also just don't have a desire to take things.
To be honest, I would only take from like big corporations though, like Walmart, because I was like, nah, fuck you guys. And I know that doesn't make it right still, but whatever.
Fucking thief over here.
I also started. So the reason why I started shoplifting is because I saw a phone case that was $35, and I thought that was ridiculous. So I just took it.
That is ridiculous. $35 is absurd. It's
horrible.
My face was like, I don't know. That's how I justify.
Yeah, that's how I justify. And that's how it started. I started with phone cases. Okay.
I like that you were like, that's ridiculous. That should not be that much.
Free 99. Okay. 12. If something is embarrassing for you, would you lie about it?
No. And I think anyone who listens to more than one episode of our podcast knows that. Yeah. I grew up in a household where lying was the only way to survive. So I am a very good liar. I can lie straight to your face. Now I will have some guilt over it. I used to not. Because I learned really young that it was better to lie to protect yourself than it was to be truthful. And now I work on the opposite side of that. So if you ask me how I'm doing and I'm not doing good, I will literally tell you that I'm not doing good and why I'm not doing good. Because I think that if you ask something, I'm not going to fucking lie about it.
I think that's great. I feel like when we, hopefully, I'm kind of like manifesting this. I don't know if it's necessarily true, but like when we do leave America and go to a different country.
We will. It is true.
I'm hoping that the culture will be better.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like, again, a lot of people are taken aback by your honesty. But like you said, don't open that can of worms if you don't want to open it.
Yeah. You know? I think that there's so much like community in being honest about things. And that's like the great part about like where the internet's going now is that it's easy to find where it's like, okay, so I have ADHD and I'm autistic, and then I can like go and look and be like, oh shit, because other people are being honest and open about these struggles. Yeah. I then don't feel alone. And that's what like I try to do with other people, where I'm like, hey, this is what I struggle with. Like, this is the problem I'm having. And so, and honestly, like at this point, like I've already said on the podcast, literally any embarrassing thing I could possibly say. Yeah. So then everything else, I'm like, well, like you said it perfectly. Our podcast is just our shared journal together. So it's like, well, there's nothing really to lie about there that like what are you going to do? Fucking judge me? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But there's also nothing that anyone could ever say to me that, like, I haven't already said to myself previously. So there's no, like, to me, there's no point of being, like, embarrassed.
Yeah. About, like, no, for sure.
Because then, like, shit that we are embarrassed at where it's like, oh, no, I farted. Okay. Everyone farts.
I forget who, I'm pretty confident it was Brene Brown who talked about the feeling of embarrassment and how obviously embarrassment and shame are two very different things. But embarrassment is one of those things that it will pass. You know, you can be embarrassed about something and then that'll pass. Shame is something that lingers for a while, for like years, if you let it, you know, grow. What?
Oh man, I bet it's because we've done so much work on shame. That's why embarrassment doesn't
God.
You just unlocked that for me.
It hits different.
I was like, dude, I'll talk about my shame. Like, telling that story is still something that I'm like now I can sit with that story about like stealing Polly Pocket.
Yeah.
Which I should probably just go and buy myself a Polly Pocket to like
I would love to
help heal that little baby girl.
I would love to buy a Polly Pocket with you.
Just because I love Polly Pocket.
I haven't had a Polly Pocket in forever.
Yeah, we can go Polly Pocket shopping.
I've been wanting Legos recently. Anyway.
Oh my God, I love Legos.
I kind of hate them.
Why?
They hurt my fingers. I got bitch fingers.
Oh, yeah. No, they are really sharp.
They hurt my feet. I always step on them, always.
Well, we've been doing that caboose lately with the beads. He stepped on a bead yesterday.
Did he?
It was great. Yes. He was like, ah! It was fucking bead. And then I heard it like fall off his foot as he picked his foot up. And then he's like, where'd it go?
That's hella funny. It's a trap.
Yeah.
But I just like the way Legos look. Anyways,
I agree.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, but because we work on our shame, that's why embarrassment.
That's why embarrassment isn't. Yeah, it's different. I think I still get embarrassed, and depending. Okay, so I only lie if I really do feel unsafe around that person. And yes, I used to have guilt over like lying too. And it wasn't guilt over lying to them. It was guilt about not being truthful with myself. But now I don't feel guilt. Like, I think honestly, in some certain situations, like if someone makes you feel unsafe and uncomfortable and you lie, you're just protecting yourself and you need to be kind to yourself. But anyways, back on topic, I think I told Nicole that I am like too honest.
You cannot be too honest.
Because people won't even like, they'll barely like scrape a topic. And then I will just tell them one of the most embarrassing things that has ever happened to me. Like one of the deepest things ever. And I'll just straight up tell them like, you don't even have to really dig hard for me. You could just say something and then I will just give you information. Which is just so funny. So I still get embarrassed, but I only lie if I don't feel safe. Yeah.
But I also think that that's one of those, like, that's on that other person. That if you don't give me a chance to, like, feel safe, then, I'm not going to be honest with you. So I grew up, like, being like, all right, cool, we'll lie here. And now I try my best to be like, I don't want to lie to you, so I'd rather just tell you the truth.
Yes, and I try my best to keep people in my circle to where I don't ever have to lie.
Yep.
And that's my thing is, like, if I feel like I have to lie to you, then chances are you're probably not very close to me.
Yep.
So, simple.
Beautiful.
Great. Oh my God, what a good episode.
Wait, was that the last question?
That was it, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. We have one more. It's a good one.
Yeah, and we got to do the dinner questions.
You're right. Okay, ready?
Crazy hoe. She's trying to skip out on the good question, y'all.
How do you feel about grudges?
Okay. So, I have, obviously, you guys know, I have very specific people in my life.
Yes.
So, like, if you have wronged this bitch right here, or heaven forbid, anyone that's ever wronged Caboose, or, like, the people on my island know who the fuck they are. I don't have to name all of them. There's not a lot of them. They know who they are.
Yep.
If you've wronged any of them, I will fucking hate you for the rest of your life. Like if I see you in the street, I will roll my eyes and I will fucking just like, no. Like, I will make sure that you know that we got problems. Like, for sure, forever.
Yep.
If you have wronged me, I believe that there is, like, everyone has the ability to change. And that, like, maybe I caught you at a bad time in your life. Because I've done a lot of shady, horrible, I guess not shady, but I've, like, hurt a lot of people along my life.
Yeah.
And so if you hurt me because you were just in that place, cool, I will forgive you and believe that you can grow. Now, there's caveats that doesn't mean I need to let you back in my life.
Love that.
But I will not hold a grudge to somebody. Like, I don't hold a grudge to the, like, toxic environment I grew up in or the people that participated in that, because I think that everyone is doing the best they can with what they've been given. But if you hurt somebody that I love, nah, dude, believe me, I'm imagining burning your house down. I am. Yeah.
I love
I'll get your animals out first because they don't deserve that.
No.
They don't even deserve you as their owner or as their fucking like family member because you're a piece of shit. And I know it forever. And like there's nothing you can do. Like it would literally take her being like, hey, this person has like done all these things. They've cured cancer. And I'd be like, they're a fucking sack of shit. Remember that one time they made you cry? Fuck them. So I will hold a grudge for like the people on my island from here until the day I fucking die.
I love your loyalty. Thank you. That makes
fuck
me feel
those
really,
people.
That's so special. That is so special. This is a complicated one for me. I would love to be one of those people who is like, yeah, people can change and grow and blah, blah, blah. But the reaction my body gets tells me that I am the kind of person that will white knuckle a grudge in my hand and watch the wind blow the grudge dust away. And I will still be holding on.
That's because I'm over here catching this dust, being like, no ho. We hate this person.
The grudge will literally crumble in my hands and the wind will pick away all the particles, but I will still be white knuckling that thing.
Yep.
Because, you know, it's just the body reaction. I still remember this kid in high school who looked at me wrong, and I'm still mad about it. Why? I can hold a grudge.
Yeah.
I know how to hold one. I know how to hold one forever. Now, when it comes to other people, it's a little bit harder for me because I'm like, fuck, like beef is beef for sure. It depends to me. If it's little, then I'm like, you know, shit happens. But if it's big...
I don't care if it's little. If you have beef with someone, I got beef with them. And you can forget about it. And they'll be, you don't remember this one time? Mm-hmm. I remember that.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. And I won't forget.
No, I will never forget that.
Yeah. If it's anything but like, if it's big, if it's on an emotional standpoint, then yes, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not talking to that person either. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, so then I'm going to bring up, what's your favorite move in CrossFit? Okay, also let me add that caveat in here. This is important to me because I need to know, so I guess we should back up.
Oh, back up.
What does fitness look like to you in your life? Because if you are trying to be my friend, I need you to be physically fit. I need to know that we can go on a hike.
Yeah.
And that it can be 5 miles and that you're not going to die.
Yeah. I also need to know that you're not taking it too far. I need to know that your fitness doesn't include you not eating for 3 days and it's just you going on a juice cleanse and sweating it out and blah, blah. I need to know that fitness to you is something genuinely healthy.
Yeah, is your whole health.
It's like, yeah, whole health wise, not just like you starving yourself and overworking yourself to the point where your body is malnutritioned and can't function. I need to know what kind of fitness you like.
So I guess let's start there. What does fitness look like to you? Like in your life? Like what does that look like and what does that look like in friendships for you?
Fitness to me looks like progression. And you see that like you're making some kind of improvement and that you're not doing the same weights over and over and over again. And like, you know, no, I don't know. It's hard because it's like I don't want to bash people who do that, but I'm also just like, oh, but like why go to the gym if you're not like working at something? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then fitness and friendships looks like not like comparing. Like friendly competition's great, but like if you're trying to shit on me for how much I lift, then you can fuck off. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I've had people, I think I've said this on the podcast before. I've had people who are like, yeah, maybe you should consider a different hobby. And I'm like, that's fucking rude. Like, just because I'm stronger than you and your boyfriend doesn't mean you get to like be a bitch about it. You know what I mean? Sorry, I got really heated. But
nope,
yeah, fitness and friendships. Anger. If you're not like physically fit, but you're being an asshole towards me because I like going to the gym, we're probably not going to be friends.
100%.
Yeah. What about you? What does fitness look like to you, and what does it look like in friendships?
Fitness to me is also about the progression. I think that's really important because I am constantly trying to progress. So it's really, and that's like in literally everything in my life. So it's really hard for me to maintain friendships with people that are happy with like the status quo, that are just like maintaining like that we will not get along. Like it'll be a very short-lived friendship. And that's typically what happens there is that I'm like, I'm trying to progress. And I'm like, yeah, me too. And then I'm like pushing because I'm a natural, like born like bully that I'm going to push. I just use it for good causes now. Most of the time. But yeah, like I want that pushing. I want to like have someone that I'm accountable to that can also be accountable like to me, that like we are having that like you said, that healthy competition.
Yes.
But it looks like for me is just always like asking myself, like, where could I improve 1%? what more can I learn? Because that's also like a core value for me is curiosity. And so it's like, what do I get to learn? Which is also why for me, fitness is a huge part of friendship because you know this. And anyone who sat in my chair and made the mistake of bringing up health also knows this. I will go on a fucking 45-minute tangent about why like the fucking urine index is bullshit and that's propaganda and that like you're not going to die of dehydration and that coffee counts as your water intake, like because I am always learning about like the human body and about physical fitness and about health and nutrition and I love to dispense that information. So if you've sat in my tattoo chair and you're like, oh, I'm thinking about lifting weights, I'm like, oh my god, let me talk to you. This is the best way to do this. And so if you're like, dude, I'm not into fitness at all, it is such a huge part of like what I know, like my knowledge base that we're probably, not going to get along.
Well, here's the thing is like, I'm okay with, I can have a friend who isn't into fitness. I'm totally fine with that. So long as they're okay with me talking about fitness because it is a big part of my life. And again, a lot of people like for whatever reason, like to shit on me when they don't go to the gym, probably because they're feeling insecure. Do better, bitch. Anyways, I don't have those people in my life anymore, but like, that's the thing is like they're interested in other shit that I don't really care about, but I'm still willing to hear it out. I would love to hear it.
But I think for me, it also comes that fact of like, I like to do active things. I like to go paddleboarding. I like to go float the river. And like, even though floating the river, especially if you're like anywhere else besides like the Truckee River here, sounds like a very passive thing, but like here it's very active because we do have like little baby rapids and like it is a very active, like you should be physically fit. And I need to know that like you can swim well enough that like if you get knocked off, you're safe, secure, like you're okay.
You can handle it,
And then like, I don't know. I'm going to be like, hey, there's a fucking pole dancing class. You want to take a pole dancing class with me? Like I am very much like living to like enjoy my body. So I need to be around people
I love that.
Who can like hang on to that. Doesn't mean you have to be like into CrossFit. You can literally do whatever sport. But to me, like having those like goals in a sport is a really big deal.
I'm over here like, I don't know. You can be fit. You cannot be. As long as you're into food, we'll probably get along. Because that's mostly me. We're hanging out with friends and we're eating food. But I love the friends that I work out with. They're great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we're going to go skateboard, learn how to skateboard from Matt. Like that to me is physical fitness. Like 100%. That's just us using our bodies.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So then tell me which is your favorite CrossFit move and your least favorite since we do CrossFit.
Favorite. Squat cleans for sure. I think they're super fun and I'm good at them for the most part ish.
She is good at them.
Thank
so
you.
Don't let her diminish herself there.
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty confident about my squat clean. Would love to do a max again eventually.
Yes.
But that's besides the point. Squat cleans are my favorite. And then I would say my least favorite are thrusters. Horrible. And you're stupid good at them.
Yeah.
Fuck thrusters.
Because it's mental. It's 100% mental.
Lunges are mental.
Yeah, and I'm fine at lunges.
Step-ups are mental.
I don't love them. Well, step-ups hurt my hip. That's the only reason I don't like step-ups.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
Because my fucking janky-ass hip.
I was squatting today, and for the first time, my knees felt like, not like, they didn't like hurt, but I felt them. You know what I mean? I was like,
you're going to be 25 before you know it.
Oh my God, my knees.
So you have, what is that, 3 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're going to be 25. And then your knees are just going to fall off.
I'm really excited to be 25.
It does get better every single year.
Yeah, right?
It really, really does. Okay, so then...
What's your favorite and what's your least favorite?
My fuck. It's hard because it changes day to day.
Okay, that's fine.
But like I just got to do GHD sit-ups the other week.
Yeah.
And like I fucking love them.
I like them for the sake of like they are the easiest way for me to work out my abs. Holy fuck, they work them out though. Like, I'm always sore after GHD.
I love it.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, I think I like anything that, like, inverts me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I most, like...
hate being upside down, so...
Love being upside down.
Yeah.
Because, like, handstand push-ups, fucking love them. I really want to be able to do handstand walks, and I just haven't been able to, like, unlock that. And I also, honestly, just don't work on it enough. And then my least favorites... probably... right now I'm going to say like the bike. But also I'm just going to be hard on the bike until this competition. And then it won't be my least favorite. So in all honesty, my least favorite is just like what I currently am bored of. And like what I'm not good. Like it's like what I perceive to myself to be not good at. Is like what tends to be my least favorites.
Yeah. They always change because I used to hate doing pull-ups because I was not good at them. And now that I've got my pull-up back, I'm like, they're actually kind of fun.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, as you get, that's also why I'm like, dude, the more you do thrusters, the more you're like, this is literally just a fucking, like, it's just an air squat with some weight. Like,
you know, it's funny. I say that I hate them, but when I do them, I'm actually like, okay,
she's good at them.
During, I'm like, this isn't that bad.
Yeah.
But it's always stepping up to the bar. Every round, stepping up to the bar, I'm like, fuck this. Oh my God.
Oh, I guess that's me with lungers.
Oh, lunchers.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Because they take so long and it takes up so much fucking mental capacity.
They do.
Where I'm like, lunge, thruster. Mm-hmm. Lunge, thruster. And then I'm like, wait, how many moves did you just do? Fuck. And then I forget. So
I always do. So the way I count those for like multiple reps, people who aren't in the fitness are probably tuning out right now. I'm so sorry. I always do 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. I just keep like copying the number. You know what I mean? Smart. And then I go 4, 4, 4. Yeah, it's like a whole fucking thing. Okay. Well, if you were to pick one movement, let me actually do this as a two-parter.
Okay.
If you were to pick one Olympic weightlifting movement and one just regular CrossFit movement that you could master at without like having to train for, what would it be?
Snatch.
Snatch for Olympic weightlifting?
Yes, 100%.
What about a regular CrossFit like movement?
Muscle ups.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah. Those are good answers.
I would love to. And like, I've honestly not spent much time in the last like 10 years of doing CrossFit, like trying to master honestly either one of those. So that's why I'm not.
Whatever. I mean,
but I'm like, it would be dope if I just woke up tomorrow and I was like, hey, because I'm solid at clean and jerks.
Yeah.
And I quite enjoy them. And I enjoy like the mental side of it because I still, funnily enough, think that I'm stuck at 145 on my clean and jerk. And so like I'll get to like 150 and I'm like, bro, I don't know if I can clean this. Fuck. And I'm like, what? You fucking, dude, you can power clean that.
Yeah, but like mentally, you're
but
like,
mentally,
I don't know.
I don't know. And so like we had to do that at the gym a couple weeks ago. So I was around other people and I was like, you're going to embarrass yourself because you're going to fail this fucking clean. And then I was like, wow, that is hilarious that like that's from like 7 years ago and you're still concerned about that.
I'm so used to embarrassing myself at the gym that I don't even have that thought anymore. I'm like, if I bail, I bail. That means I'm trying. You know what I mean? I'm like, if I don't bail, then I don't feel like I'm trying.
That's true. That's such a good way to look at it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I want to bail at least once, you know? It's not my goal to bail, obviously, but it is
She's
a good
just
sign.
picking up an empty barbell like, oh, look, I tried.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
If Olympic weightlifting snatch would be it as well, because those are hard. CrossFit movement, definitely handstand walks. I wish I could not, because I just feel like I'd look so cute walking on my hands.
You would look so cute. That's also why I love them, because anytime I see someone doing handstand walks, I'm like, look at how adorable you are.
Yeah, you look so good. And like, for whatever reason,
everyone looks better upside down.
You look great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for spending the last hour with us for our random friend questions. Shout out to Nicole and to Ben and Javi.
And to Rachel, the birthday girl.
Yes. One of our very favorite people on this earth.
Yes.
We love you guys, and we will see you back next week. And we don't know what we're going to talk about yet, because this is our podcast, and we don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
All right. Oh, fuck. Oh, wait, we almost forgot.
Oh.
I lie. What's your fucking win?
My win for the week is going to therapy and realizing that I don't necessarily have to fix my thoughts. I can let them exist and coexist with them and even honor them for existing, even if they're not very nice to me. And it was huge. So that's my win for the week. What's your win for the week?
I learned what hunger felt like in my body.
Oh, I'm so proud of
Callie
you.
taught me this. We were doing a collab tattoo. So we were both working on the same person. Shout out to our friend Chloe.
We're just shouting out all of our friends.
Yeah. So yeah, we were both working on her, and I was like, hey guys, we should probably order food soon. Like we've been going for a couple hours. It's like middle afternoon. And I turned to Callie, I was like, but I don't think I'm really hungry, but I'm starting to get cranky. And she's like, well, that's definitely you're hungry. And I was like, but I don't feel hungry. And then she had to be like, well, you know, like I feel like a pressure up here in my head. And I was like, yeah, I have that. And she's like, and like your belly, she's like, you feel like a pressure? She's like, because I feel a pressure here. And it's like, I feel that too. And I did not know that was a sign of hunger.
I'm so proud of you.
And so like, I just learned new stuff about hunger, because I usually will wait until like I have like immense pain. And then I'm like, oh, you're
nuts.
hungry.
I go through, so for me, it's a little pressure on the stomach, little pressure on the head. And then if I'm cranky, that's a done deal. Like I know I'm hungry. For the most part, if it's pressure in my stomach, I know that I'm like getting there. Pressure in my head, it's like, oh, I'm hungry. Like I need to eat something. And then when I'm cranky, I'm like, I'm a bitch now. Like I gotta let's fucking go.
Yeah, I usually don't realize that I'm hungry until I'm past the bitch point.
That's nuts.
And then like my whole life is falling apart. Mm-hmm. And then somebody feeds me.
I'm so proud of you.
And they say, oh, wow, life really isn't that bad. Wow. I must have been hungry, you guys. So yeah, that's my win, is that I, at 36, learned signs of hunger. Okay. Right. So on that fucking note, send us your wins. Send us any topic you want us to cover. And we love you all. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for over a fucking hour.
That was fun.
And yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.